If you are one of those people who holds themselves back because you're worried about what other people think about you, and you are the person that wouldn't go to the beach with friends because you'd be worried that somebody would judge the way your body looked, or you don't go for after work drinks with your colleagues because you've convinced yourself that they're only being nice, they don't really want you there, they're not really your friends, and you've labelled yourself as unconfident or timid or shy, then I'm going to explain something to you which I wish that somebody had explained to me when I was a teenager. I wish that somebody had told me this and got it into my head when I was much, much younger than I am today, because it's taken me a long time. If you hold yourself back because of your own self-limiting beliefs about you, then you need to hear this, because those beliefs are your beliefs, but they aren't necessarily anybody else's. And we all wander around with all this baggage and all this stuff we tell ourselves about how we're not good enough, how we won't make the grade, how you don't want to put yourself out there because you don't want to fail. Because if you fail more than you've already failed just by getting to this point in your life, people will talk, and they want you to fail anyway. They want you to fail. They want you to do badly. No, they don't. Because do you know, there is one really important little phrase which, funnily enough, my young son, when he was probably 15 or 16, I can't remember exactly, Oscar, my boy, said to me, and he's my youngest child as well, and I was fussing about, I don't know, he was probably fed up with hearing me fussing about whether I thought a particular pair of jeans made my bum look fat or whatever I was worrying about at that particular moment. He turned around and said to me, "No one cares." And it was a real wake-up point, like what did he just say? My little son, who's only 15 or 16, he may have been 17, but you know how you always think of your children as being very, very small and young, very young. And it was such a wise thing for this young man to come out with. No one cares. And it really struck a chord, because I have spent my whole life putting myself in that category of shy person. I'm shy. I've really got to work hard at not being shy, because I am. God, it's getting really cold under these trees. Let's move out into the sunshine a bit. I'm shy. I'm not a confident person, and I've done lots of things. You know, I've done lots of stuff to disprove that to myself. But I still had this underlying belief that I was shy, and it's really hard for me. But then you realise that everybody, we're all bothered. We're so worried. Oh, where are you going? We're so worried about what other people think of us, when really they're probably not even thinking anything, because they don't care. And when you walk down the street and all you're thinking about is, oh, I just shouldn't have worn this outfit, my socks don't match, or God, do I look ridiculous in this dress? And if once you realise that no one cares, especially not this flipping gimbal doesn't care, keep me in the frame, then life becomes so much easier, because those self-limiting beliefs that we give ourselves, they're just that. We've given them to ourselves, and they are through our experiences. And this isn't just, we don't pop out shy and embarrassed or super confident when we start life. Obviously, things along the way shape us. And I think, I have this belief, and I'm not a psychologist, so this is just my own personal take on the thing. I think things that you get told when you're a child can be really, really, sometimes they really cut deep, and you hold those injuries, those cuts, you hold them with you, sometimes forever. I mean, no one cares, so people hardly ever make compliments anymore, it seems to me. They're so bothered about what their own selves that they don't remember to look outside of that in a lot of cases. And labelling yourself as an introvert makes you more like that, makes you go inside. And those, so that you have all these accumulated opinions along the way, things that people have said to you. I remember when I was about 10, one of my mum's friends said to me, because I just had a tantrum about something, I wasn't allowed to go out with the others to go and get ice creams or on holiday together because I had a swimsuit on, I think, and they were going up into the little town, and she said, you can't go because you're not suitably dressed. And I just thought, I'm 10, who cares, you know, of course I can go. She wouldn't let me go. Everybody else went off to get ice creams, and she turned around to me and said to me, you're a dreadful child, aren't you? And that stayed with me for the rest of my life. That was 40-something years ago, that adult said that to me. And I was probably being bloody irritating and irksome, and she probably had enough of having me in her house for 3 weeks anyway. But it's those cuts. It's the time when the mean girls at school said to you that no one fancies you because you've got such and such wrong with you, or don't, you know, that outfit makes you look ridiculous, or why do you wear that funny shirt that's a different colour to all the other school uniform shirts. These are all things I'm off the top of my head that I'm remembering. And I think you do carry those cuts with you. You do carry those minor micro injuries that strike at your very soul, and over time you then convince yourself, because it's really easy to convince ourselves of stuff, because we have two levels of consciousness. We have our conscious, the here and now, me, here's me, I'm conscious, I'm sitting on the side of this mountain, I need to stay conscious because I don't want to fall down there, because if I just show you, it's pretty steep. Are you tracking? Oh, I won't show you that at the moment because it'll just then do something lunatic and stop working. But my conscious me is sitting here on the side of this very steep hill. Subconscious me is ticking away behind the scenes and absorbing and learning. And if you tell yourself, if you look in the mirror and tell yourself every day that you're crap, or you're too fat, or your body's ugly, or you can't do that, you'll never be able to do that because I'm shy and I'm retiring. Whoa, what was that? Well, that was a big explosion. I wonder if you could hear that. I think the whole mountain shook. They must be exploding rock up at the top of the mountain where they're developing. Anyway, where was I? If you tell your subconscious stuff, or if you tell yourself stuff enough times, your subconscious absorbs it and believes it. It believes you. So we can be whatever we tell ourselves we can be, because your subconscious will believe you, and then your subconscious gets stronger in its belief, and the beliefs become more deep-seated until you are shy and retiring or unconfident. Or you can flip the switch, you can flip the script and do it the other way around and become more confident and more able because you tell yourself you are. And that's really empowering knowledge, and that has been something I've been developing ever since Oscar said to me, no one cares, because he's dead right. You know, we hold ourselves back from doing things because we're worried about what other people think, when in actual fact, they don't really think anything at all. And of course, the other thing you have to remember is you worry about what you look like, and you know, you things about your appearance. If, like me, you're insecure, and you know, these are the things I told myself over the years. I'm insecure, or I couldn't do that because I'm insecure, or I couldn't do that. You become that person. You become that insecure person who can't do things, or you turn it around and you start telling yourself the good stuff instead. And when you walk down the street, if you have in your head, when you're walking down the street and you're worrying that people are, you know, where you would normally worry that people are going to be judging you, looking at your silly clothes, or is my car I drive, or my house I live in, or all the things that we're bothered about. If you change that around and decide that no one cares, which they don't in most cases, and if they do care, if they are those type of people who are bothered about the way that you look, or they are so shallow that the things you say and the way you look and the way you carry yourself is of more importance to them than what goes on underneath just this outside bit, because it's just skin, isn't it? It's just on the outside. It's just the outward appearance is not important. What's important is what's inside. And if you start to develop more empathy towards you, towards yourself, you then are able to start being more empathetic about other people, and you start to become a better version of yourself. You start to, instead of just, once you realise no one cares, Mum, nobody cares. Once you get that firmly in your head, then you can start thinking more about the things that are important, like the loving other people, the friendships that you can make. Friendships are everything, because I have 3 children and I absolutely adore each and every one of them, and they are so important to me, and they're out in the world, they're all doing their thing in different places in the world, and I love them dearly, but I don't expect them to be thinking about me every day, because of course they're not. They're living their lives, they're doing their thing out, and just like I don't expect anybody to be thinking about me every day, but friendships which we forge all through our lives, and those are the important things. The experiences you have, the questions you ask, the stuff you learn about other people, that's much more important than, does my bum look big in this? Or, are these boots so last year, I really need to get some more, I need to spend some more money on clothes because I'm just not cutting edge of fashion anymore, or I'm too fat, or I'm too thin, or my hair's the wrong colour, or, because those things don't matter. Those things are just nothing. I've got friends, I'm friends with people of all different shapes and sizes, because obviously you only want to be friends with people that you feel comfortable with, you feel like your beliefs are aligned, you have something in common. And when you find those people that you have something in common with, and then your friendship deepens and you become more interested in them, that's the stuff that's important. But getting back to the shy and retiring and embarrassing, I want you to try this exercise, because I did this to myself for so many years, and I had an eating disorder which was related to my crap opinion of myself, my dislike of my body. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. I didn't treat it right, which is why it didn't do what it was supposed to do, but somehow I blamed my body for all of that. It wasn't me doing it, it was just my misfortune to have this dreadful body, and I felt disgusted with it. My body was never dreadful. We have amazing bodies. There's nothing other than amazing about our bodies, that they keep us alive and enable us to live this amazing life, this incredible life that we live in the here and the now. And try this exercise. Try looking in the mirror and finding one thing about yourself that you like. Try to just find one thing, and whether it's, God, my hair's looking nice today, or gosh, I'm already in my mid-50s and I've still got all my teeth, or you know, whatever it is, whatever the thing is that you've spent years telling yourself was not worthy, or you were not worthy. Try telling yourself something else for a change. Try telling yourself something positive, and before long you'll find other positive things to talk about to yourself, to your subconscious, and it self-perpetuates. Things get better because you start to be kinder to yourself, and you start to see the good in yourself, and you stop worrying about the perceived things that other people might be seeing, that you are judging yourself on through some opinion of somebody that doesn't even matter to you. And actually, so what? So what if they don't like your shoes or your coat or your haircut, or they don't think that you behave in the way that they think is the way you should behave? Who cares? It's of no consequence. That's just their opinion. There's so much division all around us all the time. It's why I stopped watching the news. It was too depressing. I couldn't be surrounded by all that negativity all the time on a daily basis. So now I absolutely don't have a clue about what's going on in world affairs unless somebody tells me, but I don't feel like I suffer because I don't know what's going on. But just try surrounding yourself with more positive ideas, and start with you, and start by remembering that little 3-word expression which my young son told me all those years ago: no one cares. And once you get that in, once you get that down, and you know that that is you start to believe that fact. I mean, I believed that actually. I took that on board and believed it from the moment he said it to me. Then things will start to go better. And you can lose that label that you've given yourself, that you are unconfident, or you are timid, or you're shy. Because, like I said, we don't pop out of the womb with all those things inside us. We don't come out as a baby, shy, not able to meet anyone's eye, or embarrassed. We learn those things along the way. We learn those behaviours from all the experiences that we're subjected to. But we can unlearn stuff. We can neurally, linguistically program ourselves to learn to believe something else, to change the script, to change our story. And that's really empowering. Once you realise that, the sky's the limit. You are not shy. You are not embarrassed. You are only those things because you've told yourself that enough times. I can see my dog in the background. Right, I'm going to try and flip this around and show you my beautiful view, if it works. Oh, no. And there it is, beautiful Andorra. Over there, that's going up to the ski area, but look, there's just show you this bit over here. Whoa. There's the gondola going up to the ski area. You can just see in the distance there, the little ski lifts. I haven't skied for, gosh, I don't think I've skied in a month because it's been school holidays and I don't fancy somebody running me over, some out of control beginner mowing me down. So down there, that's looking down towards La Massana, which is where I live. And down here is my little valley. And Mikey here. Mikey, who's busy chewing up all the sticks. Hello, Mikes. Mikey. Look at me. Hey. Mikey and I will now carry on with our walk. Beautiful Andorra. Feel very lucky to live here. And on that note, start doing things for you. The only person holding you back is you. You have to get out of your own way, step out of the way and let yourself grow to your full potential. Because you've got one chance, one life. This is it. There's no dress rehearsal. There's no second goes. There's no coming back and doing it again properly the second time. It's every day counts, because every day could be the last day. It could be your last day. But instead of thinking about that it's too late for you or you should have done it sooner, have no regrets like that, because they don't serve you. Instead, think about today is the first day of the rest of my life, and I'm ready to change my script and change my attitude to make the rest of my life the best of my life. And on that note, I'm going to head back off up the mountain. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and give me a comment below and tell me about your own self-limiting beliefs and things that you're going to change, because you can decide to change you. Nobody else can do it for you. It's your journey, and it's your go on the fairground ride. The rest of life, think of it like that. Life is like a fairground ride, and you are going to enjoy every minute of it if you allow yourself to. Bye for now.